This video is toward machine reading, entity extraction, and linking. Entity recognition is pulling named entities out of text and determining their type. For example, we could have a sentence that mentions Paul Newman, and we could recognize that Paul Newman is a person. Entity linking is mapping an entity to a fixed meaning, such as a Wikipedia entry. So we've pulled out that Paul Newman is a person, but there's actually more than one Paul Newman. There's Paul Newman, the actor, and Paul Newman, the linguist. And so which is it? We need to know which one we're talking about. And the way entity linking does this is it looks at the words around the word in question or phrase in question, which in this case is Paul Newman, to make the distinction between the actor and the linguist. So the actor might have the word movie in the sentence where the linguist might not. So we've seen the advantage of entity linking where we can say exactly who we're talking about, but another advantage of entity linking is we've now linked it into something that's a knowledge base so we can learn more about that entity. So one such knowledge base is DBpedia. So DBpedia is a machine readable form of Wikipedia, and Wikipedia articles have corresponding articles in DBpedia. And so here we see the pattern, https and wikipedia.org wiki/YYY. So in this case, YYY is just a placeholder. Notice the capitalization. It does need to be capitalized in that way. So YYY corresponds to the DBpedia article, http://dbpedia.org page, and then the same YYYY. So let's look at an example of that. So here we see in the upper left, we have the Paul Newman actor in Wikipedia. And then here at the bottom right, we have DBpedia page Paul Newman. So let's look at this DBpedia page. Here it is, Paul Newman. If we go to the top here, we see that it's Paul Newman. We can see certain stuff about him, like for example, his birth date, DBpedia Ontology birth date, 1925, January 26. Okay, so how could we actually get to that information in a machine readable way or a machine doable way? We have this query site, dbpedia.org Snorkel, which uses the Sparkle query language. So let's take a look at that. Here is the Explorer. We've typed in our query already, prefix, DBpedia ontology, and the prefix just allows you to not have to type in the whole thing. So when we type in our query, select date where, the resource, Paul Newman, and note that we are replacing page resource, so that needs to be done. And then you have Paul Newman, birth date, and when we run this, we get the birth date. So if you need to learn more about Sparkle, you could do that here. This is the full documentation, but there are lots of other places that talk about Sparkle. And so you can do the Sparkle query directly from Python as well. So here's that link here. You can just use this code here on this website that I've linked to. It's a Sparkle wrapper, and then you put your query in text, just like we did over there. The URL is Sparkle, not Snorkel. Note the difference there, but it still gets the same information. We've seen here that when we do entity linking, we map to a particular node in a knowledge base. And we've seen here we can use this prefix DBO, DBpedia ontology code to go in there and do that. In another video, we're going to see how to actually do this entity extraction and linking.